Hi, Filmedics. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back for part two with Tyler Hickman, Emmy winning, award winning writer, director, producer, editor, and even some acting. Welcome back, Tyler.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so we just were having a fantastic talking about Tyler's incredible journey as you were a directing student or a film student? You were a film student, right?
That's right. I started as a film student, and I slowly found my niche was directing, and then from there, kind of blossomed into writing and editing.
Yeah, so Tyler Hickman was in college at North Carolina and was asked to fly to the beautiful island of Belize at the age of 21 to direct his first feature length film, Blood Island. And Tyler, everyone's gonna everyone. I have to ask you a little bit since we're part two. What fun did you guys have in Belize? Like, I mean, can you just share a little bit? Were you like Bill and Ted, like, hey girls, hey guys? I mean,
Oh man, back then, age of 21, I was at the time dating my now wife, and we didn't have a ton of internet. But every time I had a chance, I would find an internet cafe and email her and try to talk to her as much as I could. And the same goes with Aaron. He was my producer on location there. Anytime we had internet, he would reach out to his wife as well. The rest of the cast, they were single.
oh,
So
okay.
they had a lot of fun. So Aaron and I were kind of the straight men, trying to watch everyone else, make sure everyone was doing okay and doing what they were supposed to do. But so many times there were opportunities for people to meet the locals, meet other tourists, have fun, party. I mean, it was a beachy scene. It was an island scene. It was hard not to fall into having some fun. And I will say, some of them did have a little too much fun sometimes. So there were some late starts for some of the mornings for some of our actors. But looking back on it, was kind of all in good fun. But I will say, there was one night we spent in the Amazon jungle in huts just to get a couple of shots. And that is something I'll never forget, because I woke up to, we think it was a jaguar in the middle of the night. And that scared that scared the hell out of me. But everything about that experience kind of colored how I look at films, especially shooting on location, because you can get some amazing stuff if you just go there yourself. And I was so lucky to have done that. And I look back on it now fondly, smiling, because it was something that really, really kind of shaped me as a filmmaker today.
And speaking of, like, did you have like how was the insects and bugs, or was there any funny stories or obstacles, or like with the jaguar? So like you heard some screams and like some cats, like meow, like okay.
Yeah, it was all the things you hear about being in a jungle environment. The bugs want to kill you, the big cats want to kill you. Everything wants to kill you when you're in a jungle. So that was something that we took to heart, took seriously. But luckily, we didn't spend too much time there. We went right back to the beach, shortly after that experience for a number of reasons. But everything about Belize was just one of the best places I've ever gotten a chance to not just work in, but to visit. It's staggering. And I'm trying to remember who has their own little beach vacation set up there. The name escapes me at the moment. Someone very famous. You'll have to look that up. But everything that we did in Belize was just on the fly, and everything was just sort of created on the moment, spur of the moment. And we were able to get so many fun, good things to come out of it. But as far as like memories go, like if I had to pick one, it might have to be that jungle experience with the jaguar. I don't know if anything is going to beat that. And we don't even know if that's what it was, but it was a big cat and it sounded mad.
Oh gosh, yeah. As long as there wasn't a scorpion or a spider, I think, yeah. I know bugs. Like if I see a spider, or was there big spiders there? Do you remember big spiders or?
Big spiders? No, I don't remember big spiders.
Okay.
I remember snakes. I remember huge hornets' nests. And we were told to look out for alligators or crocodiles, one of the two. But yeah, it was mainly just the mosquitoes that were giving us hell. It was mainly just those. So we were just trying to do whatever we could to stay away from mosquitoes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I mean, I want to just recap real quick. So then you Slipping Away won outstanding student film, then The Big Come Down best cinematography, and then you won videographer of the year in 2014, and then 2015 Aftermath. And then we were starting to talk about Uncharted Drake's Odyssey, which you said was a video game because it's a fanboy film festival, right? We were talking about your love for video games, right?
Uncharted, yeah, the Uncharted series on PlayStation. I think they have 5 games out now. I'm a huge fan. It's like a modern day Indiana Jones. It's incredibly immersive, and we wanted to do our own version of that live action. So we did here in North Carolina, and luckily the sequel, Drake's Odyssey, got into Fanboy Film Festival in I think 2016.
Oh, great. And then after you did that, then you did LZ Lost, which was accepted to the River Run International Film Festival. And yeah, and then a Vessel, which is accepted to Fake Flesh Film Fest. Oh my gosh, Fake Flesh. That must be a horror film. Is Vessel a horror film? I'm assuming.
No, actually, Vessel is a sci-fi film.
Oh.
The Fake Flesh Film Fest, say that 5 times fast. They accepted sci-fi and horror, and they accepted this one because it was a short shot. It was, I want to say, 4 minutes long. It was originally made for Project Greenlight. I don't know if you remember that with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon for like HBO back in the day. They were like reviving it back in 2014, and we jumped at the chance of making our own sci-fi film. And it was a lot of fun. It was a big concept squished down to 4 minutes. So it didn't really go anywhere for Project Greenlight. But since then, it's gotten to a few festivals, and we love that film. That was me and Brennan Scott. Scott Burton was producing that. Nate Lofton, again, he's one of the actors in that. And everything in that film was just sort of that one was very thought out. We storyboarded every single shot. We did everything we could to make it look as good as possible on a very, very tight budget. I mean, we think we had like $300, not even $300 to do that thing right. But we had, we just had grit and tenacity and a film group that I've worked with for years, and I trust with any of my films. All the guys I already mentioned, and plus Darren Hummel, Charlie Coleman, and I even had a friend of mine, Jennifer French, come in who never acted before, did a part in the film, and she did fantastic. She did great work. And I would say I would work with any one of them again on any of these projects just because of their love of filmmaking. Not just films, but filmmaking. They show up to work and they aren't even getting paid. That's their dedication. I love that about them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to so in 2014, I think I entered Project Greenlight the same time. I entered the directing contest too. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, I got all the way to top 50 director in Project Greenlight. So we got some kindred spirits right here.
What do you know? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
All right.
When I tell you I love directing and directors, I mean, I made with zero film because I don't have a guy group. I don't have buddies. So every time I do a new short film, I have to find a crew all over from beginning, from A to Z. But I find one person with the camera. It's me doing the props, the costumes, my own PA, my own AD. The wardrobe responsibility when I got $1,000 worth of cops, police uniforms, sheriff uniforms, FBI uniforms. It was such a responsibility, and it was a whole chore in itself. The props and the costumes. And when you're trying to direct and you have like a cast of 20 people, I would always end up being a fantastic producer because my directing, you're doing so much other stuff. So, but like I said, congratulations, because Project Greenlight, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, I loved it that it was anonymous when you entered. They didn't know if you're male or female. So they took out all the labels. Didn't know if you're tall or short, if you had big hair, tall hair, if you had a mustache, if you had, skinny legs or a pot belly, or, they just looked at the short to see if there was talent there. And that's what I loved about that. And they gave you that nice thing, like, well, if you made it this far, you probably have a good career. Keep going, keep working. And I love that email from them to encourage you to keep going. And so, yeah, so that's fantastic. So we're going to get to how you got your Emmy, because I'm going to investigate here. So Fourth Paradox was accepted to the Asian Film Center Film Festival, AM Egypt Festival, and Fake Flesh Film Fest, and was a semi-finalist at the Caribbean Film Festival. Can you just tell us a little bit about Fourth Paradox? I'm assuming, is that science fiction again? Or...
It is. That is our sci-fi sort of a mystery thriller kind of project. Brennan Scott and I came up with this idea, and we had, of course, Nate Lofton come back and acted it again. He's in everything I do. If I can get Nate in a project, I'm happy. So Brennan and I wanted to do a sort of almost a neo-noir, figuring things out. From a detective standpoint, we've always liked those kinds of films with a bit of a sci-fi twist, but we didn't have much of a budget. Again, we don't really work with a lot of budget stuff. And what we had to do was just get creative. And that's where our producer, Scott Burton, came in. And he was able to sort of furnish us with all these fun toys and camera works. We were able to, work with him and utilize all the connections and gear that he had, and also just how sharp he is. He was able to come up with ideas and locations that we never would have thought of to make the project even better. And our DP on that, Torrin Bradshaw, I met him at UNCSA. And this was during school, but during, I think, spring break. And I convinced Torrin to join me, Nate, and Brennan, and Scott and make this thing. And it was just us with our sound guy, Gregory Livengood, just shooting in and around Winston-Salem. And we had to make the city look empty. So Nate, woke up, didn't know where he was, got in his car, didn't know whose it was, followed a GPS coordinates, didn't know where it led to, but no one existed but him. So we had to film it downtown Winston-Salem, middle of the night when no one's around. That's easy. Just go there at Monday at 2 o'clock in the morning and it's empty. It's Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's not LA. And no one's asking for permits. No one's trying to, shut us down. It's just, Nate's walking around downtown asking if anyone else is there. Torrin was getting incredible shots with his existing lighting. I mean, I think we only used 1 or 2 lights the entire short film. But when we finished that one, we were able to send that to a bunch of different festivals, and people responded very well to it. It was a great shot, just to our morale as a filmmaking team. They're like, hey, we can do this. We don't need huge budgets. As long as we have an interesting concept and we put everything we can into it, we're going to get something great. I still love the drone work that my brother did for that film. That was when he was just starting his drone company at the time. And he really brought it. Him and Scott both were doing drone work for it. And it really paid off in the end to have such good help that I could trust and rely on. And that's so much been that's been my journey, is the team I've been with that has been helping me every step of the way.
And it's really important to have that team, like a DP that knows the camera, and have that team and support. So yeah, and obviously your vision and everything that you learned. And so we're going to get to all the goodies. Let me see, you did in 2018, you won Videographer of the Year award at Forsyth County Entertainment Awards. Amazing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then also, can you tell us how then you jumped to your television projects?
Right. So after 2018, getting that Videographer of the Year award, I kind of started to reevaluate what I was working on, because at that time it was just short films. And I love making short films. It's a lot of fun. It's sort of almost like an experimentation, for features and things like that. And when I had the opportunity to sign on with a television station, a local TV station here, in their promotional side and their marketing side, as a creative producer for multimedia, I jumped at the chance. I thought it was something new and innovative and challenging, and plus the platform of television. And I'd never done that before as an independent, or even as a contractor. I'd never been able to work with that in that realm as a creative, just as a helper. So to have that opportunity to jump in both feet first was something I couldn't pass up. And the very first project I pitched when I was applying for this job was Exile the Hacker. This was the very first thing I pitched to help me get the job. And my boss at the station loved it so much that he was like, okay, can you actually pull this off? And I'm like, I think I can. I just need the right tools. And I had some help. I had Peter Birdsong help me out with this. My boss, Corey McRae, gave me the green light. He said, go for it. I trust you. I believe in you. He saw my demo reel with things like Fourth Paradox on it, and that kind of spurred him to have some trust in me. So when I said, I want to do something a little outside of the box, he said, 110% go for it. I believe in you. And I was a new hire. He just, full faith. And because of that, because I didn't feel tethered, I didn't feel like someone had control over me, I was able to flex my creative wings and do something new. And I was able to sort of subvert what a lot of TV promotions do and make it somewhat current and somewhat more dangerous. It was about a hacker hacking into a news signal on the television news network. And we were able to do this 20 some odd different times over the course of a couple of months. And in doing so, we had, 30 to 45 seconds to really grab the audience. But on social media, we could expand that, and we had more time to play and more story to tell. We can get more in depth. But because I was working on such a tight budget that I didn't want a lot of money, because I feel like if you have a lot of money, you get lazy. You aren't as creative, So desperation breeds innovation. So when I'm up back against the wall, I have cool ideas. I have things I can try out and get some traction with. And that was 100% this project. Exile the Hacker was the culmination of a lot of things that I loved and wanted to bring to the screen. And I was able to do so by the generous support of my television station, Triad CW. And because of that, they wanted me to submit it for an Emmy. And I didn't think in a million years this project was anything for an Emmy. It was about a hacker. This wasn't, what I thought of as Emmy award-winning material. But my boss loved it so much, he convinced me to, you got to submit. I said, fine. I relented. I didn't think it would go anywhere. And then I got nominated. And I had a heart attack.
Oh, my gosh. Congratulations. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. It was the longest time from nomination to finding out who the winner was. It felt like eons. And it happened during the pandemic, it feels like even worse because time is a construct. The time does not exist in the pandemic. Every day is the same. It's a loop. So when I finally got to find out, and this was just this past weekend, who the winner was, I was watching with bated breath. And I was there with my wife, and I'm just holding my breath, and the category comes up, interactive media. And they called me, Tyler Hickman, for WCWG, Triad CW, Exile the Hacker promo wins the Emmy for interactive media. I think I screamed for a minute straight. I think I passed out a little bit. I might have seen God.
You saw God.
I can't remember.
You saw the samurai warriors. You saw Fellini.
It was unlike. Oh my God! It was unlike anything else I'd ever experienced. Up to this point in my filmmaking life, it was absolutely incredible. Words fail. It was validation that I had done the right thing with my career path, that I had a chance to completely cut off from filmmaking after Blood Island didn't work, or I could have doubled down. I 100% doubled down. I went back to film school after Blood Island finished at UNCSA. I graduated in 3 years instead of 4 because of all my experience. And I met some amazing filmmakers there. I got to make some really cool films. And because of that, that was able to build a platform to get the job at Triad CW, to try something new. And I got an Emmy out of it. And I cannot believe that was the trajectory. It's wild looking back on it. It really is.
Well, congratulations. And it sounds like you have an incredible team. You have an incredible boss that when someone believes in you and sees talent and says, go do this, those are special people that recognize talent in someone, that give them the platform and give them the tools that they need to go, and like you said, to give you the wings to fly. And when the what is it, the worm turns into the butterfly, the cocoon state, if you just give them the chance, they can fly into these beautiful butterflies, which you certainly did. And so we're recording in March 6th. So we're pre-recording. So this, I recorded so many people ahead of you, but you found out in March, right? March of 2021, right? That you got the Emmy.
That's right.
You won the award.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to ask you, so how did COVID affect your art and your life?
Ooh,
what did you do?
Yeah.
Did you do anything on your bucket list, or?
Oh man, a lot of I was able to do one thing productive, just one thing, but I poured my heart and soul into it, and that was to write a feature-length script that I wanted to do for years, and I finally did it during lockdown. I didn't do anything else productive except that, and I was like, if I can just finish this script, if I can get this one thing done, I'll be happy. And when it was done, I realized that it was something I actually think I could do. I could feasibly do this. And so now, starting in October, we're going to be filming a feature-length film based on the script I wrote during lockdown.
Oh, congratulations. And what genre is it going to be?
This is an adventure, action, modern day. This is very much a love letter to Indiana Jones, to my, Uncharted games that I'm obsessed with. It's very much in that vein. It's a modern day action adventure film, and we're shooting it here in North Carolina, all across the state, from the coast to the mountains. It's called The Rogues: Dawn of the Black Sun.
Oh, wow.
And it is all the things I've ever wanted to do, but I wrote it in a way that I can actually do it without, $20 million from the studio. Obviously, if I had $20+ million, I could make it bigger and better, but I'll do what I can with what I got. So we're going to launch a GoFundMe, fundraiser for this project. I mean, we're going to complete it by hook or by crook, no matter what. But if we're able to raise more money, it's just going to make it that much better. So I think come October, we're going to start filming The Rogues, and it's going to be an experience. And I've got all my filmmaking partners with me. I've got Phil Bruin from back in 2007, Slipping Away. I've got him in this. I got Nate Lofton, my good buddy. I got Reed Doyle from Uncharted 2, went to the Fanboy Film Festival. I got Tyler Cole, who was in Aftermath and Catalyst. I've got Madeline Taylor, Sterling Hurst. We've got all these different players in this film that have agreed to do this just based on the script and based on what we've been able to do in the past. We fully believe that we can pull this off and we can do it the right way, because I know not a single person on this project is going to, come into this with their hands in their pockets. Everyone's coming out swinging, and it's going to be a hell of a fun time.
Oh, wow. So what's the name of it again? It's called The Rogues. What? The Rogues?
The Rogues: Dawn of the Black Sun.
The Rogues of the Dawn of the Black Sun. Oh, I love that too. And I might have some moguls, some audience listening for my Girls Guide to Investing podcast. And I just put on a friend that's doing a couple people doing Indigo campaigns. One because it was a thesis film, but so maybe some of our moguls will be listening to, supporting you on your Indigo. And I do have distribution. Some of the people that came on the show, they have distribution streaming, so you can always ask about that. But wow, Tyler Hickman, you are a fabulous director, writer, editor, Emmy winner. I mean, you have a bright future, which you already have the future. It's already there, but I am so excited about your next film. And I even have an actor I'm going to tell you about when we get off camera, because he came on the show. He came on the show and he was amazing. So amazing. We had a good time. But, I just want to say, well, where can people keep up with you? Like where, Facebook or social media, where can they keep up with you?
Right. We actually have social media pages for The Rogues. We've got a Facebook page, an Instagram, and a Twitter page, and also our GoFundMe page for The Rogues. All of those are up and active. We're going to be posting, as soon as we launch the campaign, we're going to be posting virtually every single day across all platforms to promote The Rogues: Dawn of the Black Sun, to get the word out. All of my, interactions with potential fans, for this project are going to be through that. I'm trying to transition off of personal social media and just go more towards the filmmaking side of it, to use it as a marketing campaign instead of just, promoting myself as a person. I like to promote the team and the project we're on more so than anything else. And it's been quite a road to get it here. But once we launch it, The Rogues: Dawn of the Black Sun across all social media, you should be able to find us pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, we're so happy to have you on the show, and it's been such a pleasure. And I can't wait to see that film streaming and the big box. Well, we hope we have theaters so that, the theaters will open up. So when you finish editing, maybe they can watch in theater. But if not, I'm sure it's going to be all kind of streaming channels, because the head of Moi Kwai Films came on, and so I can introduce you to him. But I just want to say thank you so much. I look forward to seeing your films, and we can always have you come back too after you do your film. Yeah,
that sounds great. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I I still can't believe it. This is incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is your first podcast too. I'm your first podcast. Woohoo!
It is. That's right. It's my first one.
Yeah,
This is number one for me.
It was fun. We have a great audience. They're so amazing. Our audience loves the show. They're emailing and so happy that people are being generous and talking about film shots and their path to success, which is really inspiring to them, which they said. And I'm really happy that they're enjoying the show. And just want to say thank you so much, Tyler Hickman, for coming on the show today. And thank you.
Thanks again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, audience, for listening. We love our listeners. And, if you want to support the podcast, you can, anonymous content is us, or hit the 5 stars and give us a review. We really appreciate it. And thank you for listening. Till next week. Cheers, everyone.